Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist, and in today's video, we are going to be receiving answers and clarity from Spirit on the question why. So, this spread that I'm going to be using, the context of the reading itself, it was actually something that I created when I was struggling through shadow work and trying to discern my way through, because I was finding that I was having a hard time finding answers or messages outside of myself anymore. And when that happened, it was kind of like an entire resource dried up for me. And I found myself sitting there asking why. And this is something that I have done multiple times in my life. Something goes wrong. Why did this happen? Someone hurts another person. Why would this be okay? We tend to ask these why questions so often. And for the most part, in religion and in spirituality, we say the whys are not for us to know. It's about the lessons. It's about the journey. It's about the process. It's about trust. And of course, all of those things are absolutely true. But it is part of the human condition to sit down and ask why. To be curious and to want answers and to want to know and to want to grow. And sometimes we discover the why in other things. And sometimes we get caught up on the whys and are unable to move forward. This reading, I feel very strongly, is aimed more towards the people who are caught up and struggling to move forward. So I have 4 piles here. And this is from the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. And I will give you just a little bit of time to look over each of the crystals and to allow one of them to call to you or multiple to call to you, depending on what your intuition, what your heart tells you. And then I will timestamp them down in the description box. And we will find out what your why is and what Spirit's explanation for it is. So I'll give you just a little bit of time to look over the cards, and I will see you guys at your pile. Hello, pile ones. If you chose the Azeztulite stone, it is card number 26, which reduces to an 8. And 8s are about having built a very firm foundation in yourself, in your life. It's about wealth and success, but it's also about the physical world. And this is the stone of cosmic evolution. And if you chose this stone, if it called to you, or you recognized something of you within this card, in this stone, what it's telling you is that you are one of the people who have come here, one of the souls who have come here in order to help humanity evolve. And that can feel like a very daunting task. It can feel like, well, what am I supposed to do? Who am I to do this? And those are normal responses. Those are normal human responses. And understanding that those are normal human responses and then transcending them into a different way of viewing things and seeing things is a natural, innate gift that you have. And in this gift that you have, you actually bring that forward into all of your things, all of your projects, your creative endeavors, all of the things that you do in the physical world, the people that you meet, the interpersonal relationships that you have, everything that you energetically interact with comes into contact with this understanding energy that there is another way of looking at the world. And it is as simple as accepting your energy as it is that really turns you into this trusting person of divinity, essentially. And the stone itself, when it comes into your awareness, it's trying to get you to understand that it's okay for you to see both the light and the dark, to see the good and the bad, to see the polarities in all things, in all places, in all people, to know that it is the right thing for you to see these things, to understand them, because your way of viewing it and your understanding of these polarities, these oppositional things in the world and within ourselves, your unique perspective on it is quite literally evolutionary in and of itself. And you may have been feeling as though that you view things so differently than other people. And I feel like it has created some gap in communication and in relations, not just relationships, but the way that you relate to other people. And because of this, you've struggled with feeling as though you really are seen and heard. But this stone is telling you that what you see, what you hear, what you know, what you understand is meant to be different, because that's what humanity needs. That's what the world needs. That's what the cosmos need. It needs that different perspective, that deeper, higher, wider perspective, the all-encompassing. And I'm seeing an owl with its head going around. And that is very, very much what this stone is. It's seeing all angles of everything and knowing all the different perspectives. And it is all within your hands to choose how you bring that sight and understanding into the world. It doesn't have to be how someone else says it is. It simply has to be how you choose. Because when you choose, you're choosing from the heart. And that is the most genuine, authentic, higher perspective that you can bring forward. It's not trying to cater to another person. It's being true to you. It is seeing all aspects and coming forward into the world. And that is evolutionary. It's revolutionary. And that's what you're here to do. So let's take a look at your cards. So the first 3 cards actually have specific meanings. And then these last 3 cards are Spirit's explanation for you. So the first one is actually a representation of what you're asking why about. The second one is the source of it in your life, or how it appears in the outside world. And the third one is how this questioning of why is impacting your energy. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at what Spirit says. So let's find out. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Chariot, which is also a 7 card. So we have 7 and 7. You definitely are my spiritual pile. Some of you may be a life path 7, or you may be seeing repeating 7s. And because repeating sevens don't happen on the clock, it sticks out like I'm hearing like a sore thumb. It's something that you have noticed, but every time you look it up, it doesn't feel quite accurate, quite right. And what it essentially was saying was that you'll know when the time is right, when you're in the right place. I don't know who needs to hear that, but that is what the repeating sevens meant for you. So the Seven of Pentacles, I absolutely love the Seven of Pentacles because it does so beautifully show the meaning and the energy of the card. The Seven of Pentacles comes after the balance of the sixes, but it's about the seeds that have been planted. And in traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it's a man just standing there watching, just waiting for them to blossom. But this Seven of Pentacles is different, and this shows me a completely different perspective of why you keep asking why, and the genuine nature of it. And when I see these cards, I don't feel as though you're doing it because you feel wronged or you're impatient, but just that you want to know, like, is it really coming? Am I really nurturing the right things? Are all these signs and synchronicities telling me what I think they are? Am I giving my love and attention to the right seeds? Am I growing the right roots? And that kind of indecision actually slows things down in the outside world. And I'm guilty of that as well. I have this massive shadow of doubt that I have spent a lot of time working through and accepting. And that's one thing about it, is I continually acknowledge that it's there. And when I acknowledge that it's there, it grows my awareness of how it presents in my mindset. And that's something that you can try here, because you've been really genuinely working on something for the world, working on bettering the world, working on bettering not just the world, but your own life. And you're nurturing it, but you're not seeing results yet. And when you're not seeing these results, you can start questioning if it's the right thing, especially if you have had moments in the past in which you have done something and it has not worked out the way that you want. But the real insight that I see here, the best insight that I see here, is your energy is quite literally trying to tell you the truth of the situation. Your energy is trying to tell you that you are genuinely nurturing the right thing, that you are balancing and you are moving forward and you will be victorious, or you will succeed at what it is that you're trying to bring into the world. But the Knight of Pentacles moves slowly. But the thing that helps go between these cards is, as you can see his hand here, he's holding his hand over and he's directing this healing and this growth and this loving energy into what he's planted. And here you can see the seeds of what he's planted trailing behind him. So in reality, you have to grow it from within before you can take it to the outside world. And that's why the Knight of Pentacles moves so slowly, because there is an inner growth process that starts, and then it can be taken into the outer world, into what you do and what you create and what equal energy exchange there is with the world. So let's take a look at what Spirit wants you to know about what you're doing and your victory. Aha. So we've got the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, wow, and the Hierophant. Okay. You are most definitely my spiritual pile. The reason why this has seemed like such a slow process, even though your energy is telling you this is right. This is where your path is. There's something that you either still are or have in the past held really tightly onto, and you have been afraid to let it go. You know that you need to let it go. You can feel it intuitively, psychically, emotionally, mentally even. You know it's time to let it go. But every time we know, collectively we know that there's something that we need to let go. When our intuition pings and our gifts ping and say, hey, you've got to walk away from this. You need to let this go and move on. We go, oh shit, I can't do that. What am I going to do? I can't let this go. Look at everything that I've put into it. But are you holding on to it because it's right for you? Or are you holding on to it because of the time that you put in, or because your pride says, you know what, I built this from the ground up and I'm not going to walk away? That's one of the hardest things to do, is to say, I'm going to walk away from this. You also are walking away from an old way of being, an old way of thinking and perceiving, and you are learning through this exact journey that everything has to come from within first before it can be brought into the outside world. To not rush things, to slow down, because the Chariot is an incredibly fast energy, and you want to keep going and go fast, and you want this to manifest whatever it is you're manifesting, or whatever it is that you're trying to change. You want it to happen fast, immediate. I'm like, it's the instant gratification society is what I just heard. Like, but it's not a reflection of you. It's how the energy of the collective of the world has been working for so long. And Spirit is telling you that you truly needed to learn to walk away from the way that things have always been. To walk away from doing the things that weren't right for you, and to move yourself forward into the sun. To get in touch with your emotions and to truly learn how to take care of yourself and your heart. Yourself and your heart. To dive deep into your emotions and to learn to let yourself flow like water through your life, because that is revolutionary. That is cosmic evolution. That in and of itself, learning to flow with nature, learning to flow with your own body and your own heart and your guides and the way that energy works. You're learning all of that. You have been learning that while you have been also working diligently and lovingly nurturing something that is truly meant to bring you to victory. But it's also bringing you into oneness within yourself, knowing your light, knowing your shadow, working with both of them equally to move forward. And that is because you have been in kind of a training phase, a universal training phase of learning how to use your gifts and become the leader and the teacher that you're meant to become. To learn how to laugh, to learn that the journey up is one that's meant to be enjoyable and be fun. It's not one that's meant to make you watch the clock. It's one that's supposed to bring you relief and closure and growth and change, but it's supposed to bring you joy and happiness. Revelations are always something that should be seen in a beautiful light. So I'm going to pull oracle cards here, and there are two placements for the oracle cards. It's going to be what lessons you have learned through this journey, and which ones are you learning or are you meant to learn right now. Okay. On the back of the deck, we have the card 42 and Refinement with Dahlia and Scorpio energy. So I'm actually going to leave that out there. Spirit wants me to just work with these cards for your pile. So we have the card 27, Duality and Banana, and Healing. We've got the Caduceus here. And that is what this is. It's learning to heal the duality and bring all aspects together. And then we have the card 30 and Love and Tomato with Libra energy. And Libra is truly about relationships and balance. But this isn't just your relationships in the outside world. You had to bring yourself into balance. You had to see duality in all things, but understand that duality is normal. It is. Opposites are normal. Polarities are normal. That is the way that it works. That energetically, universally, that is the way that it works. But it doesn't mean that they're meant to fight each other. You had to learn how to bring both aspects together into harmony, because that is healing, not just for you, but for everybody else. And, you know, if you think about a Charlie horse, with a Charlie horse, your muscles cramp up and it's horribly painful. And they say it's because you have low potassium. And then they tell you to eat bananas because it will increase your potassium level and you won't have the Charlie horses anymore. And the reason why I tell you this about the duality thing is because when you are stuck in a state of duality and you aren't able to see that it's okay. It's okay. Things are okay. It's okay to follow love. It's okay to trust your heart. It's okay to heal. It's okay to have both light and dark and be aware of them. It's okay to love yourself. It will lock you up like a Charlie horse. And it's because you're not giving yourself the things that you're meant to have. And you're giving yourself the wrong things as well. And that truly is what, you know, this 8 of Cups is saying. Like, stop feeding yourself the wrong things. And this isn't necessarily food. Some of you it might be, but it's not necessarily food. It's brain food. It's heart food. It's what you feed yourself, the words you feed yourself, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the beliefs that you feed yourself. I feel really strongly like you had to learn what it was like to bring all the forces together in order to truly understand love. And you did. You absolutely did. And then what you're learning now, or what you were meant, additional lessons you were meant to learn, this is, I feel like you're learning them now. The card 39 with Longevity and Chrysanthemum. And that, again, is Scorpio energy. So this is very deep transformative energy that your lessons are working with. And then the card 7, another 7, guys, with Passion and Beetroot, and that is Leo energy. And Leo, the lion, is you know, pride, but it is nobility. It is passion. It's that fiery energy of doing something. But this Longevity and Chrysanthemum, a chrysanthemum, and I can't quote the actual flower, and I don't want to get out the book, but the reason why I don't want to do that is because a chrysanthemum stone, there is a natural stone called a chrysanthemum stone, and they make them into beads, and they are these beautiful little beads that have just little circles of stones mixed in together. But what it actually signifies, a chrysanthemum stone, it's a flower stone. It is indicative of your life purpose. And a life purpose is for a life. It has longevity. And when you are doing what is your life purpose, you do have passion on a long-term scale. You do have that drive on a long-term scale. It's not going to burn out. It's not going to go away. You're learning how to refine the energy so that you're not constantly rushing forward, but that you're taking your time. You're moving slowly. You're learning how to flow. You are refining all that you do, and in doing so, you are infusing everything that you do and bring forward into the world with this long, drawn out, eternal passion that will not fade. It will not falter. and it will not change. You're waiting for a change to occur when a change is not going to occur in the way that you're waiting. This is meant for you. You are meant to do what it is that you are doing. And your doubts and your fears are 100% understandable. But Spirit is really saying, walk away from them now and get in touch with your heart. Get in touch with me. Let's work together, because this is the energy of your divine masculine and your divine feminine, and you're not seeing it. You are these noble, royal leaders. And happiness and love and joy are all yours. And I just saw 22:55 on the clock. You don't usually mix master numbers, but I heard 77. Excuse me. So pile ones, you are here to change the world, and I am so excited for you. If you want to divulge, but I do understand if you don't, please tell me down in the comments what it is that you're working on. I truly hope that you found some understanding and awareness and hope in this pile. I love you all. If this resonated, please make sure to like the video and share it with another person who could be helped with the messages. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell up in the corner. And I want to say thank you to Spirit, to my spirit guides, to your spirit guides, to our higher selves, and definitely to you for enduring this journey. And thank you for letting me read your energy. This has been actually very fun for me. I love you all. Bye. Hello, pile twos. If you chose the Apatite crystal, it is card number 19. And card number 19, it reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1. And it is really about new beginnings and leadership. And it's about you taking the lead in your own life. It's taking the reins over your life. And as I was shuffling the cards for your pile, first of all, your cards, literally exactly 6 cards, like flew out. And then as I was putting my card deck down, because I'm not using back of the deck energy for this specific reading, I noticed that on the back of the deck, when I had put it down the first time, was the Queen of Wands. And she's all about sitting and standing in her power. As I put the deck down, it literally flew out of my hands. And I have a garbage can just like right on the other side of my table. And as cards just kind of fell to the floor, one card flew into the garbage can, face up. And it was the King of Wands. And this is like, I was like, whoa. Okay, there's a picture forming here. And then I got hit with this like excessive like hunger in my solar plexus. And it was so, it hit me out of nowhere. And it is like your solar plexus is literally hungry for you to know your power. And apatite, the crystal apatite is about acceptance. But not non-acceptance. It's like radical acceptance. And your pile, I feel this like somewhere between over the top, and no offense, please don't take offense. It's the energy of it. It's like this excessive, fiery, what the F energy combined with a really tempered, like, why is this happening? Why? And so there's these two extremes that I can feel. And I'm having trouble getting my words out. My throat feels clogged. And the blue apatite really is correlated to the throat chakra. So this to me, before I even open the cards and get into it, feels very much like you guys are having a hard time speaking your truth, speaking something out. And it has to do with some sort of divine counterpart. Now, this doesn't have to be a person. It could be that you are having trouble with associating or accepting that there are two sides of you, that there's a masculine and a feminine, or accepting that the person that is your divine counterpart because the journey has been such a challenge. But journeys together for souls that are divine counterparts, they're meant to be challenging. I know everybody talks about how rosy and romantic things like twin souls are or twin flames are, but in reality, a twin flame is your mirror. They're going to show you all the things within you that you don't want to see. They're going to challenge you. They're going to create dissonance. You will have dissonance with them so that you can grow. And I definitely did not see this taking a relationship turn at all. So I am at the mercy of spirit and your guides. Let's find out what your why question is. So this first card is about your why question. The second card is the source of it or how it manifests in your outer world. And then the third one is how these two working together or not working together as it is, are impacting your energy. So let's get into the very first one. Oh boy. So your why question, the number 2 high priestess, your why question is why the hell can't I see it? Why don't I see this? What don't I see? Why are my gifts not quite working? And it's not that your gifts aren't working. It isn't. But I want to see your other 2 first. The next one is the source of your... Now, I promise you guys, I don't look at these prior, so I had no idea. Now I get why. Okay, how it's manifesting in your outside world. Romantic suitors. And I don't like reading the Knight of Cups that way, but I literally saw, like, you sitting there and a line of men out the door. And this is non-gender specific. It's just the images I'm getting. And it's impacting your energy by the Page of Pentacles. Aha! There it is. Okay. There's this radical acceptance that Spirit is asking you to take into your awareness here. And you are trying to use your gifts and you're trying to call in your divine counterpart. That's how it's coming through in your outside world. That's what you think is coming through in your outside world. But what your energy is telling you is it's time to start something new. It's time to get curious about the world. It's time to get curious about your life. It's time to stop romanticizing certain things and certain people and start seeing that you have such a wealth of knowledge and wisdom hidden within you that you are meant to bring forth. You are meant to move from the heart. This isn't about a relationship. It never was. You associate it that way because that's where your fear lies. Your fear lies in feeling as though you can't be your truest self. And you want to know why. And so you're trying to open your gifts and develop them. But every time you do, it comes in as a Knight of Cups or the 2 of Cups or the Ace of Cups. Actually, not the 2 of Cups. I just heard no 2. The Knight of Cups or the Ace of Cups. Or the 4 of Wands even every once in a while. If you've been having a lot of readings or doing a lot of readings for yourself where these cards are coming in and you know or the Lovers. I just heard Lovers. You know definitively that either you are very happy in a relationship or you are not looking for a relationship right now. It's time to rethink the meaning of these cards for you. You guys may be my readers. You may be my readers, my psychics, my intuitives. But I did channel a message for you. Oh, I channeled a message and I did okay. So your channeled message says you've struggled to realize the full potential of your intuitive gifts, fearing others' beliefs and opinions of you, fearing being wrong, and not having a means of properly explaining with your logical mind. Recent decisions and choices and radically accepting what is are all flowing together to fully ease the burdens of fear. When I automatic write, I tend to forget what I write because it's not meant for me, so it doesn't sink in really. But you're afraid of not being lovable if you're psychic or intuitive. You're afraid that whoever it is that you have in your life is not going to accept that. And this is, the Page of Pentacles is about the balance of what goes on in the outside world and what goes on in the inside world. But it's also, to me, the Page of Pentacles is this, let's get curious about different things. Let's change something about it. Let's get back to our natural way of being. And some of you may just genuinely need to take a walk out in nature. And I know it's wintertime where I'm at. And so when I hear a reader on a pile for me say, maybe you should get out into nature, I, at this point, kind of just want to punch my hand through a phone or the, TV or whatever. Just because it's so frustrating, because I would love to, but it's, 20 to 20 below where I live, and I can't do that. If that's the case for you, there are other ways to work around it. That's actually why I got these bamboo plants, because I needed to bring in something more natural into my environment, and they do genuinely help me feel better. If you are somewhere where the sun is low and or outside is just kind of gray and dismal because it's wintertime, go get daylight light bulbs. That's something that I did as well. And it is literally like having the sun right next to you. But it helps infuse that sense of brighter light instead of these soft white bulbs that we tend to use in our houses. There are different ways to bring balance into your physical world so that you stop falling into this fear trap. And that's what this is it's a fear trap. That's your why. Why aren't you able to really fully access your gifts? Why aren't you able to fully accept your gifts? It's because you're stuck in a fear trap, because you are afraid that your gifts make you unlovable. And that is just frankly not true. It actually makes you more lovable. It makes you more unique. It makes you more amazing and mysterious and mystique, and that makes people want to know you, want to know the real you. So let's find out what Spirit says for the reason why. We've got Justice, the Chariot, and the Hermit. Wow, Major Arcana cards for you guys. The Major Arcana are major, big spiritual lessons that you're learning. Spirit wanted you to understand that there is a balance that you need to find within yourself. That you need to find this balance of what is fear and what is truth, what is intuition and what is an influence from the outside, and move forward. When you balance all of these out, everything that I'm seeing here is literally about inner balance. The Hermit card itself is that inner journeying to finding your inner light. The Page of Pentacles, you can see she's doing, I believe it's called tree pose, and she's balancing. It is about balancing things out, balancing your chakras, balancing your gifts with your everyday life, balancing love with truth, balancing out literally everything, because that is how you move forward. That's how you move forward. Everything right now that Spirit, like, why you always feel like Spirit is trying to tell you to crash a relationship or to get into a relationship. It's different. It's going to be different for each one of you. But why that comes in is because Spirit is saying, can you please not see that it's not about a relationship? Just because somebody says, oh, the Knight of Cups, you may have somebody coming for you in love, it doesn't mean that they're coming for you in love. It means that there's a part of you that your fear is infused into that type of energy. That loneliness, that isolation, or even that sense of, I'm going to be pulled away from the one that I love because my gifts changed me and that makes me different. And if I change, then I'm not the same person. And that means that I'm not who they love. And so they don't love me. None of that is true. None of those thought processes are true. This is about the true victory that comes when you find this balance between your light and your shadow sides, between action and inaction. When you find the balance between coming out into the world and going on an inner journey. It's about learning to love yourself, to bring yourself love. To bring yourself love. Because when you love yourself, then you are 100% assured of what your heart says. And this is about radically accepting the fact that there is a balance to all things. And the person that brings you balance in your life, the person, or rather the person that helps you balance your life, it's just starting to view them outside of the lens of fear. So let's find out what lessons you were learning or have learned, and what lessons you are meant to learn or currently learning going forward. There's just something a lot of learning, and I feel a lot of resistance when I say lessons in learning right now. I feel like you guys really don't want to hear it. Okay. So let's find out what you have been learning through all of this. Okay. Three cards popped out the first time, and I usually only use 2. 3 cards popped out the second time. So let's find out what lessons you are currently learning. Lessons for pile 2. Okay. Do we have any more? Wow. Okay. I'm gonna put those up here real quick. Okay, they want me to use the back of the deck first. 38, which reduces to an 11. That's again a master number. 1, 11, 11. New beginnings, taking the lead. But this is hope and daffodils. And that is very reminiscent of the Temperance card. And on the back we have psychic abilities. Oh, you guys are very powerful. Okay, let's find out what lessons you are learning. First we have home, confidence, and blessings. Yes. Yes. I just heard yes, queen. Which is weird because I don't usually. Okay, anyway. Okay, so you were learning how to have confidence in your home, in where you feel at home, where you find home, and in knowing that you are meant to be blessed, and you are blessed, and that you will receive your blessings. There's so many different ways that this could be. Some of you may have been learning about having confidence that you will be getting a new home. But a lot of this confidence is about being at home within yourself, because when you move into a confident state of I am at home within myself and I know who I am and I love myself, then in that state, that opens the door for blessings, because you know that you're worthy of them. You know that you're worthy of them. And that's why there is hope in your abilities. That's where you find your hope. And this is Taurus, and Taurus currently, it has Uranus in it, but it also has the North Node in it. And the North Node is about our destiny. It's about following our proper path, or following forward in what we're meant to do in this life. And it sitting in Taurus is literally about bringing that into the physical world. So you're trying to bring more hope into your physical world. And until you fully integrate your lessons of confidence and acceptance of your psychic abilities, you keep having that hope get dashed. So then we have the card 17 with regeneration and tarragon, which is Aries energy. Oh, you guys got 4 of them. The card 19 with strength, another 19, fennel, and that has Virgo energy. So we've got fire and earth energy. A lot of fire and earth energy. And some air, but... The card 14, divination, with Scorpio energy. Move this up here. And then the card 9, protection, with onion, and again another Aries. So, and we've got the card 19 or 9 here with the hermit energy. So it's about knowing that you are protected from within. But right now in Aries, Chiron is in Aries right now. And Chiron, a lot of people say, is the wounded healer, but Chiron is also the teacher. It's about what we are here to teach others from what we have experienced. And you guys are clearly my psychic pile. Like, just clear cut, you are my psychic pile. And it's time to let yourself trust it, because you do have protection when you do this. And through doing it, it's going to regenerate your strength. Like, these are literally just a message in and of themselves for you. You are protected when you divine. And when you divine, you are able to regenerate your strength, your inner confidence, because there is hope in your psychic abilities. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, it's time to do it. Radically accept yourself for who you are, and then come forward into the world, because that's who you are. It's time to heal that part of your outward personality to 100% accept that you are a psychic. And honey, I'm telling you, I know how hard that is, because I tried everything else before I started this tarot channel. Everything else to run away from doing this. Everything else to not have to be this person that I truly am, because I was scared of it. Because I was scared of not being loved. Because I was scared of not being accepted. Because I was scared that everything that I had built would fall apart. But here I am, sitting here sharing my messages with the world, seeing things that I can't explain, saying things that I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I just saw 22:22 on the clock. And then just magically, it reaches the right people, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so synchronistic. Oh my gosh, like, all of those things, those are the things that fill me up to the brim with so much gratitude. But it fills me up with gratitude for what I'm able to give to others, because I give the same thing to myself. I've been running from this, but I've been working with tarot and oracle cards for years. For years. I have notebooks upon notebooks filled up with different readings and interpretations and understanding the cards. And when I feel lost, every single time, I can't stop myself from going back to the cards. No matter how many times I try to walk away, they are a part of my soul and a part of my path. That does not mean that tarot and oracle cards are what you're meant to do. There are so many different psychic abilities. You could be a medium and that could scare you. You could be a natural born witch and being called to study your magic, and that could scare you. You may be good at reading tea leaves or flowers or runes, or you may be somebody who has a huge affinity for the I Ching sticks. I don't know. What you have within you. You know what your gifts are. And you can open yourself up and accept them. Because in them you will find hope for a different life. One that is better, that is outside of your fear. Because that is how you are meant to heal, is through knowing that there is fear there and then getting through it, revolutionizing it, and really grounding into your strength. Really grounding into your strength. Pile number 2. You guys are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. This amount of spiritual lessons in a short amount of time, bombarding you and challenging everything in your world, and you still going forward and radically accepting, you guys are the real superheroes of the world. Like, I hope you realize how much of a superhero you really are. I genuinely do, because you are amazing and you should wear a freaking cape. And I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit and Spirit Guides, because this pile just blew me away. And thank you, Pile 2, for being here. I love you guys. You are absolutely incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please go ahead, if you feel like it, like the video, share it out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I am so honored. I am so honored to have touched your energy and read your cards. You guys are superstars, and I love you all. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. So if you chose the third crystal card, you chose the polychrome jasper, which is card number 31, which reduces to a 4, and this is about the foundations and the roots. And the polychrome jasper stone itself is an ancestral stone, but it's also a shamanic stone. And I did channel a message for you guys, and the message says, ancestral karmic healing creates the illusions of pains and deep wounds belonging to only you. This stone helps you to overcome the feeling of being isolated and confused, so you may learn to ask for help. There are so many out in the world awaiting you. Your friendship, your community. Keep working on what you know is for you to create, for it is in this you will truly discover your place in the world as it blossoms from within. Now I'm going to tell you guys, I have these cards set out, and this signifies the why that you're asking about. This is the source of that why in your life, and this is the impact on your current energy. And this is supposed to be Spirit's answer why, but this is a message from your ancestors, actually. And even though Spirit is helping facilitate this connection, there is a lot of ancestors surrounding you right now. I can feel them. And it's all about the root, your root chakra, but also your roots in the world. And your roots as far as your family goes, your blood. And it's not, when we think about roots, I'm not talking about your immediate family, though they're connected. I'm talking about ancestral lineage. I'm hearing go generations down, like 5 to 15 generations down. These are the ancestors calling to you right now. And whatever it is that you have done or initiated or started, whatever it is, when I was pulling the cards, so I planned on these being tarot cards, and then it was like, nope, we're not doing tarot cards. We want oracle cards for this one, and then you can pull tarot later. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then I actually saw this spread sitting here like this, exactly like this. And so I was like, I had a lot of doubt about it. Like, why am I doing this? So as I was shuffling, and this is the Green Witch Oracle. As I was shuffling that, I was like, well, if this is what they want, all the cards will come out. Literally exactly 2 cards flew out together. And then I was like, okay, like I give. And then all of a sudden I was filled with this just childlike upbeat energy and I was laughing for like 5 minutes, and I go, what is going on? Because that's literally, your ancestors are celebrating right now. They are celebrating whatever it is that you did, whatever you decided recently that has you questioning, like, why am I doing this? Like, it's almost like you are in disbelief of yourself right now. Like, you're in disbelief of yourself. And not in a bad way, but you're just kind of like, why? Your ancestors are here to tell you why. And it has everything to do with your family lineage, with your blood, with what you are here to do for your family, for your ancestors, but for you and your family now. Some of you may have kids, and this is going to greatly impact them in the best way possible. Like, I feel this like overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, excitement energy. It's like a kid in a candy store that has an unlimited Visa credit card, and their parents are like, I don't care what you do and what you get whatever. And the kid is going haywire, like, everything is open, everything is available, what do I do? And it isn't about the candy or the candy store or the credit card. It is about the freedom of choice. It's the freedom that there's no limit. It's like you discovered your true limitlessness, and now I have chills. You literally discovered, just figured out that you're here to do what you want to do. And what it is that you want to do is literally what's healing your family lineage, your ancestral karma. And it's like suddenly everything shifted, and you don't know why it shifted, and you don't know how it shifted, and you don't know what's changed quite yet, but I can feel it. I can feel it. Even if you can't feel it quite yet, it's coming. It is coming, and I can feel it. And I don't know what it is, because it's going to be different for all of you, but I can feel it. It's like bubbling up from my solar plexus I'm seeing like bubbles and Willy Wonka when they what is it gum that they chew when they chew the bubble gum and they start rising in the air, and it's like they're dipping and spinning and flipping in the air and everything, and then it's like, oh no, we're getting too close to the top, what do we do? And they start burping and farting, and it's like the most childish things, and they're giggling the whole time and having just having a ball. It's about it's like you freed your inner child is what I just heard. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't even know what this energy is. I've never felt this before, but I'm so excited for you. So let's get into your why. So this is your why. This is where it's manifesting in your outside world where you're seeing it. And this card is the impact that it has on your current energy field. So, yes! See? The why. You lightened your load. You did something. You changed something. You know, Ayn Rand wrote a book, and I've had it on my shelf for years, and I haven't read it ever because it's like an Everest of a book, and it's called Atlas Shrugged. And I don't even know the context of the book, but I keep thinking of Atlas shrugging. Atlas used to carry the world on his back. He was carrying the weight of the world on his back. And then if you think about it, if you're carrying the weight of the world on your back and you shrug, the world's going to get a shakeup. But your back's going to feel better. Whatever it was, you were carrying the weight of the world on your back and you lightened your load. You lightened it. So let's see where it was lightened. Oh my gosh, I can't make this up. Okay, card number 15, which reduces to a 6, which is about healing and balance. And Gemini energy, which is all about like radical transformation. Marjoram and happiness. And marjoram is one of my favorite herbs to work with when I cook. It doesn't have much of a flavor, but there's something about it that is just so wholesome. And then family. Oh my gosh. Whatever it was that you guys did, like, I don't know what it was. It could have been as simple as picking up a book that just changed your view. Cooking a family dinner when you were too tired, or not cooking a family dinner because you were too tired. Whatever it is, there's something that lightened your load. And your family now, like I'm seeing kids, your family now, whether you have kids or not, if you are, you know, your parents or your siblings, but this to me feels like there are parents in this pile. Your family lightened your load. And when that happened, when you started feeling happiness, and then everybody else did too. But a large majority of you learned about your family. And when you did, it completely lightened your load. And I have been there. But it's manifesting in happiness, and you're not entirely sure what to do with it because you don't know whether it's going to last, and you haven't seen it lately, but you're the one that always takes everything on your shoulders. You take it all on and you don't know how to ask for help, but somehow you asked for help. You learned to ask for help. And you did it in a new way. You asked, and then you didn't do anything. You just waited and trusted that help would come. And that's why you feel so much happiness right now. And that's, in the state of the world, what I just heard is they need to know it's okay. Like, the world is in chaos right now. It's in turbulence right now. It's okay to still feel happy despite the suffering going on elsewhere. Despite the even if you're in the midst of it, it's okay to have moments of happiness, because when you embrace moments of happiness, no matter what happens, you lighten the load of what's going on. Energetically, you lighten the load. Your energy right now is being impacted by your ancestors, by your family, but in a beautiful way, in a way that's bringing true happiness into your life. So let's get your ancestors' explanation for why. Truth. The card number 1, clarity with carrot and Virgo and energy, and strength. Holy buckets, you guys. You guys saw the truth and gained clarity on you, on who you are, on your own strength, on your own resilience, on what you are here to do and what you can do and who you are. Just who you are. I keep hearing the blood flowing through your veins. It's not a physical thing. It's an energetic thing. In Reiki, there's a meridian system, and the meridian system runs parallel to the bloodstream. So the meridian system is your energetic bloodstream. Your energetic bloodstream essentially was activated because you learned the truth of your own power, your own strength. You gained clarity because you took action. And I'm seeing purples and pinks and greens and orange and green. And to me, this is about something that you're creating while working with your guides, while working with your ancestors, whatever it is. And creation is not always what the world says it is. You may be literally creating a family, creating a new family, creating a healthy family, creating healthy family dynamics, creating happiness, whatever it is. You tapped into your sacral chakra. You harnessed that sacral chakra and you unified it with your heart and your crown chakra. And that is no easy feat. That is no easy feat because that is you learning how to make a direct energetic connection for a specific purpose. That is true strength and power because you know that you want this to be in its purest essence, a creation from the heart on a higher perspective. But you wanted to circumvent an area that could skew it while still harnessing the power of that solar plexus. I am saying these things, but I don't know necessarily how this works. I can see it. I am being shown it, but you are the one that did it. So whatever it is that you did, this is the explanation for what you did that brought this forward. I don't know what you're creating. I don't know what you did beyond what Spirit is showing me, but holy crap, you guys. It is like the entire spirit world is literally celebrating you right now. Also, some of you, if this resonates, please look into the goddess Ellen of the Ways. That's who I'm feeling here. You may have Celtic heritage, and Celtic is quite broad. When we hear Celtic, we think like Scotland and Ireland, but Celtic is actually quite broad. In fact, tracing back history of the Celts, they actually have prevalence in Asia as well. So Celtic origins include Germanic and Norwegian. It includes the Nordic area as well. Like the Celts were pretty vast. They weren't just on that one little island. Okay, so let's find out what lesson you were learning during this. Can the ancestors and spirit of pile 3 show me the lessons that they were learning? We've got 3 of that. 3? Nope. Okay, not that one. Just these. Okay. And then what lesson are they currently learning, or what parts of lessons did they miss? I think I had a flip. I did not. Your cards are being quite interesting. It's like big piles want to flip out and then they don't. Okay. We got 2. And on the back of the deck we have the Empress card. It's all about fertility and creation, what you're bringing into the world, what you're birthing into the world. Like I said, some of you may be starting a family. So this is the lessons you were learning. The Five of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. I'm actually going to pull these as well because they want me to. And then we have the Page of Swords. Oh. And the Sun card. Yes. Okay. I yell a lot when I get really excited. Okay, so you guys have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is about an equal measure of self-destruction with your own mindset. But it is also about battles that are hard fought and sorely won. And if you know that you're going into that battle, it's about choosing your battles wisely. In this card, it's about somebody else and what they're saying and doing, determining what you believe of yourself. And it knocked you out of balance in your physical world. Like you were just kind of the discombobulated is the word I'm hearing. It's like somebody, you know, Weeble wobbles. They say Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but they were little toys that had a round bottom, and they were kind of weighted on the bottom, so they would go back, like rock back and forth, but they wouldn't completely fall over. You were like a Weeble wobble. You kept being pushed from side to side and back and forward and all around, but you never actually crashed down, and so you just kept accumulating the pushes and accumulating the pushes. And every single time you'd wait for the balance to come back, and the balance has finally come back, and you're learning to get out of this mentality of, I'm going to get pushed back down. Who's going to be the one to push me back down? Because you're seeing the truth of your own strength. It doesn't matter how many times you wobble. You are not going to fall. You're not going to fall. And because you know that, you have now found true blue stability in a new beginning in the world, in your life, in your physical world, in your material world, in what you're creating, but in ideas of how to change your life. And that what you're learning now is that there is true joy in inspiration, in letting yourself be inspired, and letting yourself be curious and learn and grow and change. Now you're seeing it. There is so much wow, joy. Full moons may be your best time of the year. Like, you may really love full moons, or there may have been some change with the last full moon, which I believe was in Leo, or the next one, which I believe is in Virgo. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain it's in Virgo on the 16th of this month. But you're learning how to harness the power of the moon and the sun in your life, in your natal chart. You're learning your own power, your own strength in your truth, in the clarity of who you are and what you're here for and what you bring to the world and what you create. And you've done this ancestral karmic pattern healing in a big way. And your ancestors love the crap out of you. Forgive the language. They love you so much. They are honored that you did everything that you did for them. They feel blessed by you, and they want to bless you. So your happiness is not going anywhere. They are assuring that it is not going anywhere. Keep moving forward in truth and clarity and strength of who you are, because you are the sun. You are the sun. Pile 3. Oh my goodness. thank you so, so much for being here with me, for letting me read your cards, for whatever it is that you did, because you changed your entire life, your entire world, and I am so proud of you. And so is Spirit, and so are your ancestors, and thank you so much for you. Thank you. Thank you to your ancestors. Thank you to your guides and to Spirit. Thank you to my guides for forging this connection, for me being able to see into this in such a beautiful way. I am so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If this video resonated, please like it, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I am so blown away. Thank you again. I love you all. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the Bumblebee Jasper, you chose a beautiful, beautiful stone. It's also called the Eclipse Stone. And it is card number 6. And 6 is the theme of 2022. It is all about unconditional love, balance, harmony, unity, deep healing. And I did channel a message for you. And it says, what you have doubted and relegated to the belief of being impossible, you're now learning to trust with the fullness of your being. Asking yourself, who are you to believe in what you feel bubbling from within to build, has led you through doubt and into a trusting confidence that is you, and only you, who can and are meant to bring this to the world. Keep moving forward, one small step every day until you learn that every step has been a blessing, a beautiful journey, and one you came here to take. So the Bumblebee Jasper, I think of bees, and they always find the best flowers, and they work together to build the hive and to create honey, and they are just, they're such elegant creatures, in my opinion. And it is said that bees are not created to be aerodynamically capable of flying. And that's true, but yet they still fly. They are a literal embodiment of an impossibility being possible in the world. And we can struggle with believing in the impossible, believing in hope and faith and capabilities and gifts and changing ourselves and changing the world. We can really struggle with those things. And when you feel from deep within that you're here for a specific purpose and to do a specific thing, it can really genuinely lead you down the path of questioning, why me? Why am I the one that has to do this? Or why am I the one that's here to do this? Why did I choose this? Why? All of that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at your why questions. This first card signifies what your why question is. The second one is how it manifests in your outside world. And the third one is what impact it's having on your energy currently. And then these 3 cards are Spirit's response to why, or explanation to why. So let's go ahead and look at your cards here. So we have the 2 of Cups, the Justice card, and the 2 of Wands. You guys may be seeing 2112 or 1221, 2s and 11s, 2211, 1122, and I just saw 333 on my clock. So I am guessing you guys are seeing a lot of repeating numbers. But what I'm feeling your why question is why don't I understand? It's kind of like, why don't I understand this union, this unity, this harmony, this balance? why it's almost like you don't know what to ask as far as why, because everything just doesn't seem to make quite enough sense to you. There's this block on it, and I apologize if you can hear that. My cats are bickering again. But maybe for some of you, you may be entering into, say, a partnership. This doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, but a partnership. Something where you're flowing together. Or for some in this pile, you may be wondering why the world can't just get along, why people can't just get along, why people can't see that we're all meant to work together, that we're meant to live differently and be differently. And you don't understand. And I've been there. And the way that it presents in your life is this sense of injustice. Like you're looking at the world and you're seeing that there isn't enough justice in the world. But sometimes when you look at the world and you're wondering why people can't just get along, why they cannot live in harmony and in unity and in peace, you will find the injustice. When you see that there can be unity, then you'll start finding the pieces of the unity out there, and that will build and build and build upon itself and help heal that sense that everything is imbalanced in the world and there is no justice. In your energy field, it's like you're longing for a different world, a different place. And your energy knows that there is another way. But there's so much, I'm having so much trouble like getting it out. I feel like you want to speak up, but you don't know how or where or when or how it will be received. And you think there's this sense that there's a thought process going on, that I'm just a fool for feeling this way. I'm a fool for believing this. It's not going to be this way, because there is no balance, and but there is. And the reason why you know that people can work together and work harmoniously, and you know that it comes from two different people, because these two hands are two different colored skin, and they are flowing together and filling each other's cups up with this beautiful water and rainbows. And the sword of justice is balanced. It is balanced. And she has two wands that are upright. And she is looking out at this beautiful sky. There is that in the world. And you can literally look out and see the way it could be, the way it should be, the way we are moving towards. And you're wondering why all of this stuff had to happen in order for this to come in. Because it seems like needless pain, needless loss, needless lessons. But nothing in this journey is needless. Everything serves its purpose in the exact time it is meant to serve the purpose. So let's find out what Spirit's explanation is for you. We have the Fool, the Star. Oh, I love this already. And the Eight of Swords. Oh, yes. Okay. Spirit needed you to believe in the impossible. There is so much fading. It is fading, but it's still there. Jaded and cynical energy. And Spirit did not want you moving forward into whatever it is, whatever new beginning you're moving forward in. It was meant to help you see something different, something possible, something that seems impossible but isn't. And it's because you quite literally wished upon a star. At some point in the past year, I'm here, or since 2017, for some of you, okay, wished upon a star because you felt stuck. You felt trapped. You were trapped by your own mind. Your own mind kept you in this state of isolation and separation because you are an eternal optimist. And you could feel that slipping away. And you didn't want to be trapped anymore. So there were things that had to happen so that your perspective could change. So you could come to the world with a new perspective, a new hope, a new wish, a new dream, a new sense of enlightenment, and come out of this, but help get other people out of it. Break them out of their own minds and their own trapped thought processes and energies and belief systems that keep them in this state that they cannot be themselves, that they cannot work together, that they cannot find harmony and balance. You wished for this. And sometimes when you wish for something, it comes in a way that you don't expect. It's about being aware of the way that it comes out that really changes it. When you open yourself up to just simply trusting and hearing the call, leaping blindly, that's when this enlightenment comes in. And it breaks you out of it. And now you know it because you've experienced it, and it's your turn to bring that forth into the world. And that's why there's so much going on, because everything that's going on, everything that you see and feel, even if it's just on a personal scale in your personal life, everything that makes you feel like you need to rise up with a sword of truth and the sword of justice and fight back for a better world and a better future, everything that is making you feel that way is building upon itself for your own inner strength and for what you are here to do, which is to help people break out of what they believe is a limitation, what they believe is impossible, in order to usher in an age of the possible of impossibilities. So let's find out what lessons you were learning. Okay. Those flew out right away. Trust and blessings. And that's quite literally exactly what I was saying. You were learning how to put trust into the fact that there are better ways, that there is hope for blessings, that there is hope for our wishes, for our dreams, for a better world. And this trust is so reminiscent of the Fool card, but she has these wings. So she knows no matter what happens, if she leaps, she's going to fly because she knows she can. Even if you can't see your wings, you can still fly. So what you're learning right now through learning to trust in your blessings, you're learning reconciliation. Whoa. Okay, you guys are learning quite a bit here. And they do want all of that. Spirit guide, forgiveness, and manifestation. And I'm just going to put these up here. Okay. This situation that you went through, whatever it was, even if it was before everything going on in the world, the situation that made you feel as though there was no justice and there was no karmic retribution, like there was nothing there. What it did was it brought a reconciliation between you and your spirit guides. It brought you back to spirit. It brought you back to yourself. It brought you back to your truth. It brought you back to your trust. And in doing so, it helped you learn forgiveness. It helped you learn the true nature of manifestation. This is what you're learning. The way that we work together, that we forgive others, but we also forgive ourselves. That's when we bring in the things into the world that we wish to see, into our lives and into the world. And it is through giving forgiveness and really letting go, but also working together hand in hand with our spirit guides and with spirit. It's co-creation brings blessings and manifestation. And it's a hard concept to understand when you fight it and you think you have to do it all yourself, and you have this sense that you can't trust because there is no justice in the world. And so Spirit's giving you a lot of examples of where there is justice so that you can look out and know that there is something better and work towards it. But work towards it by working together, by co-creating, by collaborating. I can tell that you guys have not had an easy journey. You feel as though you've been working yourself to the bone and there is no benefit and no good outcome, and everything always falls apart, and you're waiting for the balance to come, and the balance is coming. You just have to look for it in a different energy. When you look for it in the energy of this is what's possible instead of that's impossible, you start infusing that as a possibility into the world as a whole. And then you start seeing it in the world when you interact with it. And your energy is pulling you to seeing it that way. Pile number 4s. I know how hard this journey has been. I know how hard you have worked. It is not in vain. It is not for nothing. And I can see so many bright things on the horizon for you. I want to say thank you so much for being here today, for your energy, for going through what you have gone through, for taking to heart so many things, knowing how difficult it is. Thank you so much. Thank you to your guides, to my guides, to Spirit, to our higher selves. But most of all, thank you to you for continuing to move forward all the time. I love you guys all. If this video resonated, please hit the like button, and you can feel free to share it with friends or family. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I am so honored to be here with you guys. I want to say thank you one more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you next time. Bye.